Getting started in photography just requires a simple understanding of some ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. The rest is about picking up your camera, get shooting, get practicing, get creative, and enjoy the learning process. Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome back to another video. So hopefully you've already seen my first video, how I got started in photography. And I did say that I would make a separate video on how you can get started in photography, because they're things that I get asked all the time. How did I start? What's my journey been like? Can I give some tips and advice? And most certainly, yes. So go and watch that video if you want. If not, just stick with this one. And yeah, great. Hopefully, please do give a comment and a share and a like. So, okay. So you want to get started in photography. So one of the burning questions I often get from people is, do I need to go to college? No, you don't need to go to college at all. But you're welcome to if you want to go. If you're applying for some sort of job in photography and they want some sort of college course or degree, then go and do it. But I didn't do it. And if you're doing portrait photography, product photography, weddings, landscapes, then you don't have to do anything. So just let your passion and your creativity take over. Yeah, so that's really it. So, okay, so you want to get started in photography. Okay, so you got a camera, hopefully. If not, come back to this video when you got a camera, yeah, or just carry on watching anyway, and then buy your camera. So, right, so you got your camera, you need to learn about all the basics, yeah, the ISO, the shutter speed and everything, yeah, so that's great. So there's plenty of tutorials online about all that stuff. Watch them and then get out there and get creating. And then you're probably thinking, I've never done a photo shoot before, I'm a little bit nervy. But don't worry about that, because that's easily overcome, yeah? Because what you do is you just, speak to some of your friends who probably like shooting anyway and say to them, can we just go around town, do some fashion shoots and, just get some of their clothes together out their wardrobe, couple of changes and get off shooting and get the practice and get the skills and get the experience and, and then come back, shoot in RAW, by the way, come back, pop it in your editing program, Lightroom, Photoshop, edit up the images and yeah, and then see what you're happy with, yeah? So, and that applies to anything, because with regards to another thing, people say, do I have to have a niche? Yes and no. Okay, so here we go. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that say you do. In terms of marketing yourself, yeah, you don't want to confuse people, because like if someone says, oh, I've seen a lot of wedding photographers, I think I want to go down that road. Well, that's fine. Then you're obviously not going to have your street photography, if you like doing a bit of random street photography mixed in with some wedding photos, if you've shot weddings for somebody, maybe a family member or something. If you know a family member or someone that's getting married, by the way, and you want to do wedding photography, get along with your camera and get shooting. Even if they've booked a main photographer, go along, just get shooting, just get something up and, and done. So you don't need a niche, because a lot of people like shooting a lot of things, yeah? And it's only with you, doing all these shoots that you're going to find this one particular thing that you're passionate about, yeah? Because like I'm a portrait photographer, I'm a people photographer, should I say, and portraits. However, it doesn't mean that I can't shoot products. If somebody said to me, there's a bunch of flowers here or face cream, can you shoot it? Of course I can, yeah? I'm going to get my lighting, I'm going to get my camera angles, and I'm going to rearrange it to look interesting to my eye. And ideally, though, I would like to have a person in there, but I can shoot without. So I know my passion. I know my little niche. It's dealing with people in the shots, yeah? But as I said, it doesn't mean that I can't go out and shoot somebody's real estate photography, because I know what I'm doing with photography, yeah. So I know all about lighting, camera angles, getting the buildings into some sort of perspective and everything. So yeah, so many years experience, and so there you go. Um, so basically, now that you've got this camera and you've got a few friends together and you've took some shots and you've edited them, so now you need to get this stuff up online. So Instagram, Facebook, all them places, yeah. Um, Website, yes, 1,000,000%. Yeah, you have to have a website. Yeah, so use Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff um, to drive traffic to your website. Yeah, because the website is what's going to make you look more professional, and you can get a domain name. Yeah, don't be tempted to use like an extension of, say, WordPress and all that. Fantastic place to build a website. Wix, all of them, Squarespace, all of them places. Whatever one you choose, I'm not going to recommend. There are free versions on WordPress, and I think Wix currently, yeah, at the time I'm recording this video. So, but just connect a domain name to it, yeah. So don't just use like something.wordpress or .wix.com, because it's all right for a while when you're starting, but it doesn't make you look that professional going forward if you want to start charging. Yeah. So, okay. So now you've done all these shoots and you've got them up. Yeah. You've got them on your website. You've got them on Instagram. Now build up the confidence. Keep on shooting with friends and family and everything too. You've got the confidence. Yeah. Carry on looking at some videos on YouTube. Learn about shutter speed, ISO. Go on places like Skillshare and all that if you want to sign up to that. But don't spend all day, week after week, and keep going over the same subject. You need to get out there and get creating. Yeah. So it's literally about you getting up and getting out there. Yeah. Because otherwise you're not going to get very far too soon. Okay. So once you've done all that and you've built up your confidence, now the thing is to get in contact with people that you want to shoot with. So if you're into modeling, for example, music artists, go on Instagram, get your phone or your computer, go in the search, at the top put hashtag, say me, I'm in London, so I could put models London or London models hashtag. Yeah, it'll bring up, and then I can look and think, wow, I really like your look. Yeah, and then communicate with the person, give them a follow, drop a comment underneath their picture and say, I really like your look. I'm going to send you a DM. Please follow back. Send them a little DM and say, hi, I really like your look. Would you, like to collaborate on a shoot? Yeah. And then hopefully you can get out and collaborate and say, we both get the pictures. I'll send you the pictures for both of our portfolios. And then you can start networking with people, and it's recommendations, word of mouth and stuff. One thing I'm going to say to you is go online, have a look. There are model release forms, yeah. You should be able to download one, so that there are some free things, or just have a look and then make your own up, yeah. Make a little PDF or a Word doc or something like that. Create a model release form. Basically, that is that people will sign to give you permission to use their photographs and everything. And basically, the copyright is usually with the photographer anyway. So, yeah, but just cover yourself with that. Try and film some behind the scenes with your phone, some little reels. Let people know what you're doing. Do also get some photographs of yourself up, yeah, on your page, yeah, because people need to see who the photographer is. Yeah, that's very, very important as well. So there's no, because like, for example, I've been on some photographer pages and I've looked and thought, wow, if I was a model and I wanted to book a shoot, yeah, I don't even know who you are. I can't see who you are. And, it builds trust and whatever. Yeah. So people can see who you are, and that's really a good thing. You can also help any model that you're sort of like speaking to and networking to, you can say, I really like that red top or something like that you got in your photos. And if they say, oh, I've already used it in a couple of images, say, well, do you mind if we, bring it along? Because I really like it. I like the color and it really suits you. Yeah, could we bring it along and maybe use it with some different bottoms and, different background? Yeah, so style up your shoot a little bit. Try, put a bit of input into it. You can, as you go along, also create a mood board, and you can look at them online as well, and basically you can ping back ideas to each other. But yeah, once you're just make sure you always got a model release form. So, and do network with people, yeah. And if people comment on your work, yeah, even a music artist or something like that, and say, I really like your shots, just say, you know what, have a look at their images. And if you like their look, reply back and say, I really like this particular picture, but always reply anyway and say, thank you so much, yeah. And if they follow you, follow back, yeah. Drop them a DM and say, thank you so much. If you need any, shoots for your mixtape cover, your press shots or something like that, I'm here, yeah. If you need any behind the scenes photographs of your video shoot or something, you want to hire me, yeah, do that. Just network, speak to people, maybe get some little cards printed, yeah. But try and, like, if you're working on a budget, yeah, then obviously just keep things to, within your budget, basically. Cards are, added things if and when you can afford them. So also try and do some little studio shots, yeah. There's loads of ways of, creating stuff on a white background. Just use a white wall at home, and if you've got natural light coming through the window, great, yeah, use that. Experiment with some shadows. As I said, do look online about creating studio shots, and they give you best practice and best tips and all that. I will give you some down the line. I think for now, let's just say this is a good way to get yourself started in photography. Yeah, it is about networking, it's about building up that confidence, and it's about getting your portfolio, getting a model release form, interacting with people, yeah, and just letting people know that you're a photographer, yeah. Down the line, as you go along, yeah, you can maybe contact some companies, contact other photographers and say, do you need a second shooter? Yeah, if they do like wedding photography or something, try and get some experience that way. And that's what I can say. I'm going to make some other videos about other things like shooting outside, maybe some portraits and getting together an indoor studio, and all that stuff. Because when I started, honestly, I had a couple of work lamps, yeah. I didn't have much money. Yeah, I bought an old sheet, a black sheet at the fabric shop. I made my mistakes. I realized it was reflecting off light and all that. However, there's loads of things you can get, like backdrops and everything. That ain't going to cost you a fortune. But for now, this is how you're going to get started. Yeah, you're going to just, get shooting, look stuff up online, and then get out there and make it happen. Yeah, you have to make it happen, and just get out there and have fun. Yeah, be yourself. Yeah, honestly, be yourself. Communicate with people being yourself. Yeah, you don't have to be airs and graces or anything. You don't, just be yourself. Yeah, our shooting should be having fun. Yeah. Also, you might have a particular niche of, like, you might want to do product photography, then fine. Get some products at home, yeah, and start shooting them. Same thing, contact companies and say, hey, this is what I've created with product. Could be some face cream, anything, yeah. Some flowers, get in touch with some florists and say, look, I love doing bouquets of flowers and floristry and anything like that. Yeah, shoot what you need to, but don't confuse the two. If you like shooting weddings and you like doing face cream, yeah, then maybe create some separate profiles on them. Yeah, the wedding one, yeah, because you want to market yourself to people as a wedding photographer, and then a product photographer on a different profile. Yeah, so you can create two, and stuff like that. So experiment with your niches. You'll find that the one that you particularly like and what appeals to you more. Yeah, so as I said, the main thing is get that camera and get practicing and make it happen. And yeah, and the other thing is, please subscribe to this channel, comment and like and share out this video. And please let me know, follow me on Instagram. Is there anything, drop me a DM, anything you like here. If there's anything you want to ask, you need help with or whatever, please get in touch and we'll go from there. Nice one, guys. All the best. And don't forget to subscribe, please. All right then. Thank you. Cheers.